Hey, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakakodash. Hey, much mercy to you sincere brothers out there, the true house of David, all you brothers that have been redeemed in this time. Shalom to you. Shalom to all you brothers, man. May you brothers continue to grow in the Lord's grace. Continue to understand His covenant. All you believers out there, man. That's who the Lord is dealing with, true believers. And one of the things that I'm beginning to see, like I've been seeing it, but you see it way clear that these groups and these elders and camps, they really hate the teaching of the new covenant. And they're in the same spirit they were in John chapter 7. And I want to go through Matthew 9 a little bit, but I just want to hit a couple things real quick. I'll skip through one of these videos they were doing, and fucking these guys are really upset, man. They don't believe in the scriptures, man. They do not understand that it is a place of that hell is real. You know, if the Lord said that there was a paradise and it's all types of heavens, why not as a place of torment? You know, everything is of a balance. It's a hot and it's a cold, it's a up and it's a down. There's a heaven and there's a hell. That is not far-fetched. What's far-fetched is the shit you guys in these camps are teaching in, and it's really heavy that you guys don't even believe. You don't even believe in the Lord like that. None of you guys, elders, none of you guys, you've been teaching for 30 and 40 years and you're not even in the spirit and you don't even believe, man. It is heavy. I caught one video. They were, I don't know. You guys got so much hate in you. They were telling this one guy to read. I'm tired of you guys reading like that. And you guys in these camps, man, you better get out of these camps. These elders and these men in these camps, man, they're wicked, man. You know, they're wicked. They're in the same spirit, real quick. Right here in John 7, and the crazy part is they don't have no understanding of the scriptures like that. They have an entry level understanding. Meaning they know they're Israelites, they know this and they know that, but they have not the doctrine of the new covenant. So they don't understand the new covenant. So what do? They teach you false doctrine, or you need new bodies and shit like that. So everybody that don't understand the new covenant, they're holding to the old law. You have to understand this. So guys really don't have the understanding of the new covenant because they really don't believe. The ones that really believe, the Lord is going to unlock certain things for you. All right, then you really going to understand that it's a hell. You really going to understand the doctrine of the new covenant because you're going to be of God. So a lot of guys are showing by their doctrine that they don't really believe in this. And they never thought that the Lord would reveal they as not really being of the scriptures. A lot of guys actually thought that they were going to be able to slip around in this last day and just be false teachers and shit until the end. But the truth is coming out. So going back to the year 2000, when they taught that shit about America got so many days, you know, you really should evaluate that and look at that like, hey, men been false prophets going all the way back then. That was the big indicator. And the ultimate indicator is men holding you to the old law of Moses. Which when you go to that old law of Moses, just like Satan, you really got to understand, man, everything is spiritual. That's why the Lord said, as it is in heaven, as it is on earth. So in the heavens, and as it is in the spirit world, if Satan was fighting for Moses' body, their counterpart, the sons of the devil, guess what? They're fighting to keep men in that law. It is heavy, bro. It is heavy. So they have no understanding of the new covenant. And they don't believe in this, man. Guys really don't believe in this. They're just using this for the world. So we're at the end of guys using the Bible to get clout of the world. We're at the end of that now. So this is John chapter 7, verse 1. It says, after these things, Yahushua walked in Jewry. Yahushua walked in Galilee, for he would not walk in Jewry, because the Jews sought to kill him. So the Jews were seeking to kill the Lord, because the Lord was teaching a new doctrine. So the shit that you guys are teaching, nobody cares about you guys teaching Moses. All right? Moses don't get you no fucking where. You just knowing you Israel, that's not going to get you anywhere. The scribes and the Pharisees, they really hated the doctrine that the Lord was teaching, the new covenant, the doctrine of the new covenant, just like we're really hated. And I'm going to tell you, elders and all you guys, this new covenant didn't come from you. It didn't. This new covenant comes when you actually believe. That's how you get access to the new covenant, really being a believer and not being a goddamn scumbag. All you scumbags and false prophets, you don't have access to this because you really don't believe and you don't have faith. That's why guys hold you to Moses for 30 and 40 years. That's why you got guys in the new covenant trying to hold you to Moses too, because they have no understanding. They don't understand you can't mix two garments. They don't understand you can't have two masters. So guys are spiritually discerned, like the scriptures say. Men don't have no spiritual discernment. And that is part of the fruits of the spirit. So guys that don't have the fruits of the spirit, they don't not really understand this like that at all. And so they don't have no discernment. You guys that are in these camps and you see this shit going on with these elders and these men in these camps, you got to get out of that shit, man. You got to come out of that shit. That shit is not right. These guys had something to do with the deaths of the prophets and Yahushua. That's why the Lord said in Matthew 8, Matthew 7, you can't be amongst a broad path. So right here in John 7, I just want to go over this real quick because they was in the spirit of killing the Lord, and this was around the Passover. So this identifies what spirit guys are in. Because in the first century, you were either against Yahushua in the new covenant, like a lot of guys are, or you were either teaching the new covenant. There's no in between. So all you guys holding to Moses, I don't even care if you say you believe in Yahushua, because if you really believed in Yahushua, you wouldn't be worried about Moses. All right? So it's out the cat is out the bag. All you guys that believe in Moses, that means you don't believe in Yahushua. That's all that means. So the scriptures say, by you believing in Moses, you make the blood of the Lord of none effect unto yourself and all your listeners. So by guys holding the old covenant garments, that tells you right there that they don't really have an understanding of the new. And that's what they're of. It says, now the Jews, the Feast of Tabernacle was at hand, and his brethren therefore said unto him, depart hence and go to Judea, that the disciples may also see the works that thou doest. For there is no man that doeth anything in secret, and he might himself seeketh to be known openly. If thou do these things, show thyself to the world. For neither did his brother believe in him. So everybody didn't believe in the Lord, man. And so by them they were seeking to kill the Lord, they didn't believe in the Lord because they wanted to keep that old law. So this is the time of the Passover in John the 7th chapter. It says, neither did his brother believe in him. It says, the Feast of the Tabernacle, it says, neither did his brothers believe in him. Then Yahushua said unto them, my time is not yet come, but your time is always ready. The world cannot hate you, but it hateth, but me it hateth, because I testify of it that the works thereof are evil. And this is what we're doing. We're testifying that the works of the churches and the camps and these groups and all this shit of the world is very evil. Especially guys teaching this Bible trying to hold you to Moses. That is very evil. Because Moses, there's no power in the law of Moses. There's nothing in Moses. But the only way guys can be held high in this world if they hold men to Moses. So that's how you get your clout in this time. It's demonic, but that's how you get your clout. You hold men to Moses as much as possible, you see? And I bet you at this time, men will pay you all types of money to keep your ass in that law of Moses. That, you see? It's crazy. And when he had said this, so guys don't believe in this. So they don't believe it's a hell, even though scripture, it's all in the scriptures. Hell and places of torments. So it's crazy. So guys have no faith and no understanding. That's why a lot of guys are going to perish. You deceitful guys are not coming back. You know, you could teach the 2/3 coming back through the 1/3 all you want. The world, this world is going to get, the Lord is going to get rid of you guys. There's no place for you deceitful guys in the kingdom. But you do have a place where you're going to go. That spirit that you guys are in ain't coming back no more. This is the last time. This is what the Lord meant in the last day. And I heard these guys did a video on the resurrection. You was against the resurrection. You were against the teaching in the first century. You were against the apostles and the true men of the Lord in the first century. You was against the Lord. So the world hates us right now. The groups and the camps, they really hate the teaching of the new covenant because we identify who they really are. So they can act to the world, but we know who guys really are. It says, go ye up to the feast, and go not up yet until this feast, for my time is not yet come. And when he had said these words unto them, he abode still in Galilee. But when his brethren were gone up, then went he also up to the feast, not openly, but as it were secret. And this is how the Lord had to walk around you guys, because y'all wanted to kill him at this point. So he went up in secret. You see? And there was much murmuring among the people concerning him. For some said he is a good man, others said nay, but he deceiveth the people. And that's what's happening now. A lot of guys are believing the new covenant, and a lot of guys are against it. So it's a division, a heavy division in these camps. And it's because certain men are really seeing that you elders and you guys in these camps, that you're not of God like that. You don't understand God at all. You're against God. You are against the Lord in the first century. It says, howbeit, no man spake openly of him for the fear of the Jews. You see that? Now about the midst of the feast of Yahushua went up into the temple and taught, and the Jews marveled, saying, how knoweth this man letters, having never learned? So they were at all with Yahushua and his teaching. Yahushua answered them and said, my doctrine is not mine, but his that sent me. Right? This ain't our doctrine. It is the Lord's doctrine. This has been a gift unto us. Faith was a gift unto us. And what we're seeing in this time, everybody's not gifted with faith. If you have to hold to Moses, that means you don't have full faith in the Lord. That's all that means at this time. Yahushua answered them and said unto them, my doctrine is not mine, but his that sent me. If any man do his will, check this out. If any man do his will, he shall know of the doctrine. So a lot of guys are not doing the will of Yahushua. That's why they don't have the new covenant doctrine. They think the new covenant doctrine has to do with Moses. You see that? Let's read that again. If any man do his will, he shall know of the doctrine, whether it be of God or whether I speak of myself. So if you're really doing the will of the Father, you're going to understand the doctrine. It says, he that speaketh on himself, it says, if any man will do his will, he shall know of the doctrine, whether it be of God or whether it be whether I speak of myself. So the men of the Lord that really have the doctrine and they understand the Lord in the new covenant, they understand the Lord's will and they understand the doctrine. The Holy Spirit is teaching men. You see? You see? He that speaketh of himself seeketh his own glory. So none of you guys are in the Holy Spirit ain't teaching you guys nothing. Your doctrine is of the world. It's not of Yahweh Shai in the new covenant. You guys were against the new covenant in the first century. You groups and the elders and all that. You guys are in a very hateful spirit. He says, he that speaketh of himself seeketh his own glory. And that's what you guys speak of. Oh, we've been doing this for 30 years. But he that seeketh his own glory, but he that seeketh his glory that sent him, the same is true, and no unrighteousness is in them. So if you're teaching this and teaching this for the Lord and not exalting yourself, there is no unrighteousness in you, because Yahweh Shai sent you to teach his doctrine. So everybody don't have the Lord's doctrine because they're not doing the will of the Father. The will of the Father is not to hold you to Moses. That's not the Lord's will. It says, did not Moses give you the law, and yet none of you keep the law? Why do you go about to kill me? You see that? So these men that are holding to Moses, they're not even keeping the law of Moses. So men that are holding Moses, they're not keeping the law of Moses. And they're in the same hateful killing spirit. So I want to read one more thing real quick. I want to jump to Matthew 9. And what's that? Matthew 9. And Matthew 9 and 15. It says, and Yahweh Shai said unto them, can the children of the bride chamber mourn as long as the bridegroom is with them? But the day shall come when the bridegroom shall be taken from them, then they shall be fast. You see? So Yahweh Shai is letting them know that that day was coming where he was going to have to be glorified and be up on that cross. But this is the point right here. Matthew 9 and 16, it says, no man putteth a new cloth unto an old garment. So this, I wanted to add this from the lesson I did yesterday. And with what I was just going over in John 7, these guys are in the spirit of holding you to Moses, but they're not even keeping Moses. So they want to kill you because you're not keeping Moses too. You're not teaching the same thing they're teaching. We don't owe you guys a goddamn thing. We don't owe you guys a goddamn thing, man. We're happy the Lord spared our life and got us out of that false doctrine shit you guys are teaching. Because you guys are in a hateful spirit. You don't understand this a hell because that's exactly where you're headed. So this is, when you get there, then you understand then. Then you'll understand the scriptures were real. That you guys were teaching and blaspheming and taking things out of the scriptures. So the Lord, what the Lord did is written a lot of you guys out of the book of life. Because you guys have added and taken away from the scriptures. So in this time, guys are taking the new covenant out of the scriptures. Like the new covenant ain't here. So guys are in heavy transgression in these camps. And they cannot believe in the new covenant because the Lord didn't give it unto them. Now Matthew 9 and 16, no man putteth a piece of a new cloth unto an old garment. You got to understand this. For that which is put in to fill it up, take it from the garment, and the rent is made worse. And the rent is made worse. So you can't put a new cloth on an old garment. So you can't be of the old covenant, talking about that you're in the new. You can't say that you're in the new and you're keeping the old. This is the scripture for that. The rent is gonna be made worse. That means that it's not gonna agree at all. So you guys are like double-minded and you're unstable, wearing old covenant garments, saying you're in the new covenant. You guys are unstable and you really don't believe in this. That's why the Lord is not really showing you guys anything like that. It says, neither do men put new wine in old bottles, else the bottles break. So guys that are claiming they're teaching the new covenant are really old bottles because they can't let Moses go. So they really don't believe in the Lord. So the scriptures is really showing you who everybody is. There's no place to hide for you guys. And guys with them garments on, they're not a part of the new covenant, because you can't put a new wine in the old garments. The old garments come with that old law. So guys that don't have no understanding and they really don't believe in the Lord like that, they're in those old covenant garments. So they're telling you who they are. It says, neither do men put new wine into old bottles, else the bottles break, and the new wine runneth out, and the bottles perish. But they that put new wine into new bottles, and both are preserved. So a lot of guys are just old bottles. And that's why they have to rely on Moses. They have to wear old covenant garments, because that's what their spirit is. They don't understand by them wearing them garments, they're telling us who they are through the spirit. It is really spiritual. All you guys that are holding to Moses, man, you're of the old. it's spiritual. That's why they're holding to Moses. That's why they're wearing garments. So you can't serve two masters. You can't mix the new with the old. That is impossible. That is exactly what the Lord meant. And this is what we're seeing. Guys that are trying to mix them together, they're not of the Lord. They're of the old. So they don't really believe in the Lord, holding to the old. This is what they're telling you. It's about what they're doing. And so guys are mad at us because we identify you guys don't even believe in this. You've been in this 30, 40 years and you never believed in the Lord like that. You just was teaching this for a cloud of the world. Matthew 6:24, no man can serve two masters. So these camps act like they're teaching you how shy, holding you to the old. So they're all double-minded and unstable too. Just like you guys in the new covenant. This new covenant is exclusive only for the believers. And only the believers are going to be shown things to help back up their faith. All right? Matthew 6:24, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Right? So, guys hate the new covenant and love the old law of Moses and the camp doctrine. And guys actually love the old law of Moses and they not really a part of the new covenant. Guys love Moses more than they love the Lord. It's all because guys can be seen in garments. That's the only reason they like that old covenant shit. And guys are really carnal. That's what they spirit vibrates to. It says you cannot serve God and mammon. And on the other hand, you can't serve money and the spirit of the world and actually serve the Lord. So these Jews in this time are in the spirit of killing Yahushua and anybody that's teaching Yahushua's doctrine. So we're hated on a high level, just as the Lord was hated in the first century. These guys really hate the new covenant because they are of their father, the devil, which their whole thing is to hold you to Moses for another 30 or 40 years if they could. And all you guys, every one of you guys holding to Moses, you're of that old law. You don't have nothing to do with the old. You're showing that the new wine really ain't in you like that. Because you don't need Moses. Yahushua has his own law. And that law is of the spirit. It is nothing of the carnal. So that's why the laws changed. According to Hebrews, yeah, the laws change. And this new law is not based on carnal commandments. But with that, let me get out of here. I'll see you brothers on the next one. With that, hey, shalom.
Peasant out, Pluto. Peasant out, Pluto. Pheasant out Pluto. Pheasant out Pluto.